Yes.
Yes.
And yes. All right, gaming site authorization, the Riverboat Saloon, number 8.
So this is just featuring what exactly is gonna be there? Is that what that is?
Yes. Just
To understand?
to allow the gaming to be at Riverboat Saloon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Somebody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Second.
Okay. First and second, any more discussion? Brandon?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
And yes. All right. Gaming site authorization Memorial Hall.
I'll make a motion.
To approve?
Yes.
Yep. I'll second that. Any discussion? Not hearing any. Brandon?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
And yes. Okay. All right, hi Chelsea.
Hello.
Sorry I was late. I guess I took too long to shave, so.
It's only like a minute. That's.
I know. There isn't much to shave. So. All right, we're gonna move on to the Special Assessment Committee letter of interest, Mark Krieg.
Did you wanna come up and?
I don't
Or
think
say
he has to.
anything?
I don't think I have to, do I? I mean,
No, no.
I was approached to, do it, so. Oh, I'm Mark Creek, by the way, the one that. So.
What's your address?
211 First Avenue.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, Mr. Krieg has showed interest in joining the Special Assessment Committee with a letter of interest.
Okay.
I've known him for the last couple of years. He's an honest person, and I think he's very fair. I'm hoping everything will work in that direction in the future, as it has in the past.
I make a motion that we nominate, or that we accept Mark Krieg
Okay.
to the Special Assessment Committee.
I'll second that motion. Is there any more discussion? Not hearing any. Brandon?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
And yes. All right, approved. Okay, number 11, Library Board Letter of Interest. We have Donna Gunderson and Sarah Field. Do you have questions for them, like in the past?
yeah,
Oh, you do?
I do.
Okay.
Is there any way maybe both of you could join up here?
Or would you rather do one at a time?
Whichever is easier. So.
Whatever you would like to do.
Okay, we could start with Donna, if that's all right.
Okay.
We have two
One
visitors.
There's one opening.
One opening?
Do you need me to come up? Can I just stay there?
No, we prefer you to come
Yeah,
up.
because the microphones will pick you up better.
Yeah,
Sorry.
take whatever chair you would like to.
I heard one submitted late if Mark wants to say anything, but
I appreciate you coming.
Yes.
it was submitted late, so.
It's not so
Would
scary.
you like to
really.
read a statement or anything before you
No, my
start?
letter should list everything.
Would
You guys
like-
have my letter?
Would you
Okay.
mind reading it for the record so people know
What do you want me to read?
what you wrote?
Yeah, just.
Just reading it so
And
people
just
know.
state your name.
Yes.
Like I can remember what I wrote?
Well,
Keith, do you wanna read it?
I can read it.
oh,
Okay,
we'll have
somebody-
Keith read.
Donna, do
Okay.
you want a copy of it?
Sure.
All right, thank you.
It just helps everyone know.
Okay, I'm writing to express my interest in serving on the Washburn Public Library Board. As a strong supporter of libraries and lifelong learning, I would welcome the opportunity to contribute my time, skills, enthusiasm to help support the library's mission and continued growth within the Washburn community. I've served on the Washburn Library Board in the past, would like to serve again. I'm also currently involved in the Friends of the Library group. My background is in community volunteer work such as Dollars for Scholars, Riverboat Days Committee, and the Lutheran Church has helped me develop skills in communication, collaboration, and organization. I believe these skills will make me a valuable member of the board. I am especially interested in organizing fundraising events to showcase all the library has to offer. And actually, we did a fundraiser earlier. We made
Oh.
like
Nice.
I don't remember, 700 or whatever dollars.
Oh, this
Sure.
year? Oh,
Mhm.
nice, okay. That's awesome.
I appreciate all that you've done in the past.
Thank you.
All right, go ahead.
I was just curious, like, when you served, cause I was curious about, tell me, cause I've said since I'm technically the newest, probably.
Ooh, I don't even know, the long time,
community.
it was a long time ago, it was a long time ago.
Okay. But, okay. Was it, what, before I was born? Okay.
I am not that old.
Okay, just check.
She's not a dinosaur.
I was a little humored for the day.
That's okay.
Just curious, so, okay, well, that was really, I just wanted to know what previous, like, what you had done previously, or what your plans are, like, what you wanna do. I know we have a lot of stuff that Candy works on a lot, and I love that about her, cause she's really collaborative with people around and trying to spark more interest, so, any thoughts you have for
No, I think,
plans?
I think Candy's doing
Great
great.
job, yeah.
We have a Friends of the Library list of people. I
Yes,
don't think any of you are on that, but
I-
anyway, that's kind of what I'm interested in, is fundraising
okay,
and helping her with whatever she needs.
okay,
Yeah, we want a team down there that works together, but also has thoughts and ideas of their own to bring to those meetings, to make sure that the library stays current, but also is regulated, so.
Well, I was on the board for Dollars for Scholars, and if you can be on that board and work, you can be on any board.
okay.
That is true.
Is that the one that's for here in Washburn?
Yeah.
Oh,
That is
gotcha.
probably
Yeah.
valid.
Oh, okay.
She's done very well on,
She's done good on everything she's been on.
yeah, she,
Yeah,
How
you
long
were
have
on
we-
that board too, that's
How
right.
long have
She
we
was
done,
always-
Dollars for Scholars, just out of curiosity?
How long?
Oh, yeah, have we always had it for Washburn?
It's 95 or 94.
Okay.
something. I think there was a
Yeah.
board, but we started doing the dinner dances, which,
Oh,
Made
got
us
it,
famous.
okay,
So
got
nice
it,
to do.
okay. Cause I'm new
Yeah.
for that too.
we don't wanna age ourselves.
No.
No, it's okay.
It's been about 30 years.
no, I was on the board for 20 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Dollars for Scholars are looking for board members.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Oh,
They are.
gotcha.
That's
So
a-
wait, so can I ask real quick, so how many members are there on the board normally? What is it?
For the,
Library board,
No, the Dollars for Scholars that you guys have
however many you can force to do it.
Usually it's 6.
normally?
I'd rather stay on track with the library,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
Okay. All right, well, that was I was just wanting to know a little bit of history, so thank you,
Okay.
yeah.
Do you have any other comments you wanna
No.
make while you're here?
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Donna.
Donna.
Thank you.
All right, Sarah?
Sarah.
you-
I did not bring my letter.
That's okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea's very, organized.
Oh, I know, I am always in awe of that because I try and fail at
Sure.
times. So hi, I'm Sarah Feld. So I'll just read my letter to whom it may concern. I'm enthusiastically writing to apply for the open seat on the Washburn Library Board. As a resident of Washburn, I've been looking for ways to get more involved in the community, and this is right up my alley. Growing up in a small town in Colorado, I fondly remember my summers as a child waiting for the bookmobile to come so I could refresh the books I was reading. We are so lucky here in Washburn to have a library available to us all the time. It gives the community an opportunity to instill a love of books and reading into the next generation, and I would love to be a part of that. The Washburn Library does such a wonderful job of developing programs for the community, whether it be the summer reading program, Puppy Tales with Ichabod, Story Time with Mrs. Claus, or hosting book club discussions. There's something for everyone at the library. Thank you in advance for your consideration. I have a deep love of reading and appreciate the opportunity for community service and involvement.
Okay, thank you. This will be your first time?
Yes.
Okay. I was
Yes.
just wondering. So, do you go to, most of the events that are going on over at the library? or-
Whenever I have days off, I take my son down there. So I used to have Mondays off, and then I got a change in job, so I don't go as often to story time or the summer reading, but
That
it's
is
a
fun, yeah.
part of our every Saturday morning to go to the library and
Yeah.
refresh books and.
I always forget that she's open Saturdays.
It's fantastic, and when the weather's nice, we just walk down there and play Legos and
Yeah.
a microscope. There's just so many great things that the library has, and I love when she has events going on. So there's like the different stations, and it's just really nice for kids to get exposed to things that they wouldn't otherwise get exposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense, yeah. Okay,
Awesome. Thank you.
thank you, Sarah.
Okay, we're gonna move on for discussion. Anybody have any concerns over either candidate or somebody wanna make a motion?
Has Sarah ran before? Did you run
Yes.
before? You did?
Yeah.
She had submitted a letter of interest the last time that we had, an opening.
Gotcha.
And Donna did as well.
So they both ran?
Yes.
So-
Okay.
That's why we look familiar.
Right. Like,
Just
yeah.
wondering, yeah.
I think we have two great candidates. Both of them have excelled in the community. One has a little bit more experience, but, but we don't wanna take that away from anyone, so. But we do appreciate people in the community wanting to stand up and make a difference, help the community, so
Be involved, yeah.
be involved, yeah. That's
But
why
it's
we're-
one position, is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
You know, I like you both. I'll make a motion for Donna Gunderson to be accepted. Is there a second,
I'll second it.
Brandon? Thank you. Is there any more discussion?
Yeah, I think both candidates are good.
Oh,
So I mean, we just
yeah.
gotta pick one.
Yeah,
And so, yeah, so nothing over the other one, but
No.
yeah, so I mean, so I'm good.
yeah. And I think at the last commission meeting where we had a number of individuals, I think all of them were, you know, it's tough when you have one or four or two, three, so. Yeah, no matter who gets it, I hope the community still wants to stand up and make a difference in the community. I know that was a big part of my life, like, believe it or not, about 35 years ago. And I'm still here, so. But anyways, any more discussion? Not hearing any? Brandon?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
No.
And yes. Sarah, we truly
I was
hope
wanting to
that,
go for Sarah.
I know.
I was gonna give her a shot.
Well, I was waiting for somebody to make a motion.
That was why.
But
'Cause
I
was
like
gonna-
you both,
I'll keep applying,
You
don't
know.
worry.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
You have, let's just say, a little bit more time than,
Honestly, after reading her letter, I think I would vote for her.
Well, I wasn't, I was like,
Well,
well, if it's
I-
your first time, you know, I get.
I've worked with Donna on several projects and I know she's committed and,
Oh,
you know, and that's why I know some of her past, so. I know she's been so well to the community and she deserves a chance, so.
I do not disagree.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you, Donna,
Yes,
for applying.
Thank you.
Thank you both.
Yeah, thank you both. Yeah, truly. Okay, we're gonna move on. Number 12, new ordinance 181, control of animal and poultry.
So do we need to read this? So
Okay, so currently we have all our ordinances under review, with Mate at Cooperative Legal.
Okay.
Everything is pretty much done on our end. He has both sets of documents. He's been reviewing them, the notes that we have adjusted, putting this into one ordinance model that we received from the League of Cities. In there, that ordinance module is a chicken policy.
Yes.
We have had a chicken policy typed up for at least 2 years. We just never implemented it. If we're going to keep that in there and carry it forward, I would rather implement this first. Have it going so everybody's aware of it, saying we're not trying to put it through sneakily. We don't necessarily have an ordinance against roosters, but they are a nuisance, and we are getting a lot of complaints about roosters in town. So I think the most effective way to take care of that is to put in this animal and poultry ordinance. We don't necessarily have to push it through tonight, because it does say that you can have up to 8 hen chickens will be allowed without a license. They shall pay an annual fee. That number can be changed in there. Currently, our ordinance states that you cannot have a feedlot, which means you can have up to 49 chickens. Not a huge issue. For some people it is. The biggest thing here is roosters, and we're getting a lot of complaints about roosters in town and them hearings. So I did include our very old ordinance number 15, which is from like 1908, as to compare, which also states in there that, you know, you can't have all sorts of animals, cows, pigs, all those types of animals in there. It goes into here too. So I guess if you guys read it, you like it how it was read, we can go ahead and do the first reading. If you want to review it a little bit more and come back in June, we certainly can. I wanted it to be out there that this is something that we are looking to enact. If you don't agree with it, I guess that's up to you as well too. We can completely scrap it, so.
Are you done? So are the complaints?
Yep.
No, are the complaints about the crowing and stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Just wanna clarify. Yep.
So as of now, roosters are legal as of now? Or-
No, they weren't, right?
Technically not, because they are a nuisance, but we don't really have the backing of it
Okay.
without this ordinance.
So with this ordinance, you won't be able to have roosters?
Correct. And then that can be enforced by the sheriff's department because it is against ordinance. It also eliminates goats, cows, pigs, you know, all the farm animals that
Sure.
are included in this one that we currently do have, but is from 1908. So it's just updating that one as well, which is our whole intent of going along with our model ordinance.
Right, which is what we already started.
Yes.
Got it.
It's just, I don't want to just put it through without people being aware of it.
Right.
Sure.
So we're going to
Do it right.
approve it first year and then enact it into our model ordinance as well, if you so wish.
Okay. Would this have anything with like the zoning, like for different residents, like
Plan
1, 2, 3,
zoning?
whatever? No,
Mhm.
just the zoning ordinance in
Oh,
general.
okay.
There isn't anything specific about, because I couldn't remember anything, I was just trying to think about it.
Not that I recall anyway.
Yeah.
This
But
would,
then I'm just thinking like, because we're gonna have this and we should kind of clean it up, so it's not like mismatching or.
Right.
It's been a while since I looked at it.
Yeah.
But this is separate though than like our, the ordinance that has to do with dogs per se? Is it separate than that? Because we have
Yeah.
our dog
Yes.
ordinance, so, okay.
dogs are treated differently.
Dogs and cats have their own specific ordinance,
Okay.
because you can only have 4 of those.
And this
Gotcha.
falls within the city limits, correct?
That is correct.
Not outside the
Nope.
city, yeah.
Just
Okay.
within our city limits.
Should I move to the country? Just kidding.
So where does it say, like, no rooster, is that under like,
Up at the top.
6 vicious animals, or is that,
It's up at the top.
oh, it is?
Under definitions, chicken.
Chicken.
means a
Female
chicken.
Chicken or hen.
Okay,
It's not a.
okay. Where does it say specifically no rooster, or should?
Because we're stating
It's
this
on
is what,
section 2, halfway through that sentence, after cattle, before ducks. I'm just, yeah, it's literally where it is. 2 before ducks, hens, all that. I guess, one of my questions
Oops.
is with the slaughtering portion. Like,
Mhm.
obviously, you don't necessarily want like an unlicensed slaughterhouse or whatever. Forgive me, people who have actually had chickens. I've only very lightly dabbled. But isn't there like somewhere you like have the eggs and you slaughter them like at the end of it or whatever? So then, isn't it strange to like restrict someone of that food source that they are keeping them there for? Like in their kitchen, they're just slaughtering it. You know, like does that create an insane amount of waste? Am I being crazy? Like, why are we forbidding slaughtering? Is my question.
I guess
Because
I'm not sure.
Yeah, just
Um,
because it's, like, we wanna maximize
Does that
freedoms.
fit under
Right.
if we're
cruelty?
gonna- no, we're just gonna make that a rule, no, it does not.
Okay.
I get what you're saying though.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
it says here, it does say here.
Well,
That's why I'm thinking that. That's why I think that that's
Okay, so the
why,
cruelty.
because of this. Because of section 4, where it says here, injury or death to any animal. So you see,
Yeah.
this is where this covers that.
I don't know though, cause then what would be the point for something, having 8 chickens or more?
Because I love chicken, but.
Well, being a raiser of rabbits and chickens over my lifetime, I don't look at it as slaughter, as more or less you're butchering, which is,
So you just need to follow the procedure of finding a butcher.
yeah, I think anyone that raises animals respects their animals and they're gonna properly, butcher or, I don't consider it a slaughter, not like you're running them through a chute and.
I have some friends
What's
in
the
the country.
difference of bringing
Yeah,
like some pheasants home from hunting and?
Yeah, same prospect. you
Perhaps
know.
they're dead already.
Because you don't clean them in the field, you clean them at home.
Yeah.
It's
But
the same
they're-
aspect.
But they're dead already.
Like, just so there's
So
not
Yeah.
confusion,
that's where,
can we just take away the slaughtering part?
I like the 8 chickens because I don't know, we had chickens for a little bit and it seems like 6 was enough to do a family of.
I like the chickens for the eggs.
So I like the number of 8. I mean, that gives everybody a chance to have enough chickens for a family of whoever. Within reason.
I mean, so the slaughtering would be butchering, because it's talking about beginning of life with breeding, end of life with slaughtering. And do we wanna be forbidding that? Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying, like, so someone in the kitchen, one of them's whatever, and
Well-
then you gotta take it out back.
If you had a max of 8 and then you got to the point where you wanted to slaughter 8 of them, is
What
that a big
happens if
deal?
there's an
Well, we'd be against our
accidental?
ordinance, that's what I'm
Well-
saying, so then why are we forbidding it?
So my question is,
Yeah.
could someone, that backs up the question, if something were to happen, like something happened, dog got in, some neighbor dog got in and killed someone's chicken due to what happens, I mean, that would be an accidental thing? Or would that be
Well,
something,
I don't know.
so I'm just saying
Let's
like,
say a fox.
yeah, something like that, like who are you gonna prosecute, you know, that's my line of
Yeah.
thinking, like,
Yeah.
how would you,
Or a hawk,
Why don't we just take slaughtering out of it and then,
yeah.
Well, that's,
Yes,
do
Mark.
you know where I'm coming from, buddy?
Yeah.
Like, cause
Yeah.
if you're gonna
People wanna
allow
kill
people
their
to have
chickens, they're
chickens,
gonna-
let them
I mean,
kill their
yeah,
chickens.
they're gonna do it.
Right.
Let them
Yeah.
have the meat, let them have the eggs, like,
Right.
why limit it?
But leave breeding there so then
Maybe
you
Mark
couldn't
has
have the
something.
rooster, I guess.
How
so
about
it
getting
runs
rid
through.
of the word slaughter and then put butchering for personal consumption or consumption, period, just leave it that, you're
Yeah.
not human, so now you're not running them through a slaughterhouse, you're butchering them for your own consumption, leave that away and then done, so that doesn't matter if you do 1, 2, 3, 5, or 8 like you were talking about, you're
Okay.
done.
Well, it'd be just removing the word. I definitely get what you're saying, but it's because it's in that clause or whatever, it's prohibiting
can we
these
remove
actions,
it off
so.
of 3 is what you're saying?
Yeah, I just wanna
Remove
remove
number
the
3.
word slaughtering, because then people can kill their chickens. I'm not trying to kill everyone's chickens, I'm just saying, they can kill their own, you know what I mean? They can have the meat, that's all I want, people can have the
Yeah.
meat.
So, okay,
Maybe add commercial to it, not commercial
Yeah, I
slaughtering.
mean, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
if they're super dependent upon that and they can't get a hold of an actual butcher, that's what I'm saying, like,
Why should they need to?
Yeah.
They're probably doing it to have it
If you
less
have
expensive.
like 5 or 8 birds, you don't need to take them to butcher, like you have.
No,
Take no time to.
Yeah, does anyone here have an issue with their neighbors slaughtering chickens in their kitchen? Or whatever, like outside them bringing it in the kitchen, like, if feathers get on your yard, I guess, come talk to us, I don't know. Can we remove
I
slaughter?
think it'd be
We
just.
can.
Motion to amend, or to remove slaughter, ring, from section.
I will
32.
second that, if that's all right.
And the ampersand, we gotta remove that, or we're supposed to have ampersand and breeding, I wanna be more specific.
did you get that motion, Chelsea?
Sorry, it was a little.
In a second.
Yes.
It's like the weirdest conversation.
On the motion to change the wording, any more discussion? Brandon?
Yes.
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 Yes,
And yes. Okay. On the ordinance itself, is there any more discussion before, if we wanna move with a motion to approve?
I do have a question here,
Okay.
so just so that people understand, I suppose, anyone that violates this, that we have set up is gonna be paying a $200 ordinance fee, which is the same? Is this the same as the other ones that we had for pets before, or is this higher?
For the penalty,
Yes.
I,
Way lower.
it's way lower, yeah.
1908, yeah.
It has to be published in the paper for 2 weeks because there is a fine with it,
Okay.
so, it has to go to the paper as well,
So was this the
Let me read
original amount from way back when?
I
From
mean,
back in the 1908? Or
adjusted
was
for
it
inflation,
1908?
it was probably more before.
I'm just saying,
Well,
I
I don't know, it's like the old one.
I'm just wondering if the dollar amount is the
The old one,
same.
the old one was $100, which would basically be like $3,000 nowadays.
yeah, it was $100.
'Cause this is literally like.
So I don't
19
think that
something.
200 should be, I would like to make a motion to change this to from 200 to 600?
I think it's less for her to have your dog bite someone.
Is it really? Is it really? I
We
don't
have
know. So that's what I-
limitations with what we can impose on there too,
Okay.
and I
Yeah.
don't think it can go over $500.
500, okay. I just don't know, so that's why, it just doesn't seem right that it's only 200, so,
Well, is it a day or is it just 200?
no, this is per, upon conviction, it's per one of these.
Sorry, you made a
So,
motion, we're in the middle of it, so we're protecting, we out of order, should we let it die?
you should let it die.
Okay.
So
I-
license fee, is there a fee to get chickens?
That's-
Okay.
Okay, whatever, that's
Keith?
fine, we'll just move on, sorry.
Or, oh, Gene, so is there a second on her motion?
No, can I retract the
I-
motion? Okay.
Well,
You can.
Cause I'd like to revise my motion, I guess.
well, on the lack of second, motion dies.
Okay,
Okay, so let's
revisit the motion,
revisit
okay.
the motion.
So I'd like to revisit the motion to change it from $200 to $500, which is the max amount penalty, I guess, that we can.
I think, they're all stated, some of those we have to follow within Century Code of what they all are.
Okay.
I think some of those can go up to 500, I would have to double check on that.
What about this as an alternative, what if it was a day?
Per
So then-
day?
Per day. So
Per
it's
day
two-
that-
You just leave it at 200, but then it's per day, so basically, you got caught, you get rid of your rooster, or put it out somewhere else, like that's it, cause, you know, the 500, that's kind of a big surprise, whereas the 200 is a lesser surprise, but still kinda big,
Yeah.
I don't know. Just a thought.
Okay, so if we
Yeah.
change it instead to $200 per day,
Mhm.
I'm okay with that.
And that 200, is that per any one of these sections violated?
Yes, ordinances, all of them. And so it'd be 200 for each one that they are found.
So if they need time to kind of clean up, say they get the fine, do they have X amount of time to clean it up, or is it just boom, day after day, you're getting 200 till you get it cleaned up, is that?
The only,
Which part specifically?
Well, there's
was
some
was
here
there a
about-
second on her
No, there
motion?
I don't think we're quite there yet.
Okay. So the only concern I have is
Basically, there's some stuff on housekeeping.
some of these animals that are raised become kind of almost like family pets also. So instead of killing the rooster or killing the rabbit or whatever, they're gonna wanna try to find a home for it, possibly.
So it might take some time before they can get to it.
Well, I think there should be some kind of a window to where they get the letter and all of a sudden, you know, would they rather give it to somebody out in the country that might want
Or
it,
take it to the
so.
butcher. That would be
or-
the
So
other
would
choice.
you say something like, at fine,
Per week?
agreeable resolve, with city, employees, within 30 days? If they have to find different home for the animal, or
30 days to me is a little bit too long.
10
I,
days or
I
something?
almost think, can we do like 2 weeks then at the most?
Okay, what if we did, maybe 2 weeks or a week, you receive a letter with the ordinance in it. No fee, no fine, cause it could be just an oopsies.
Right,
You know, like maybe just
exactly.
clocking people
Give 'em-
$200, cause
No,
I died chickens, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, hey,
give them
just the
time.
kinda like we do with our snow, kinda like we do with all that sort of stuff, you get the grass, you get the letter, you have a week to comply, after that week, $200 a day.
Okay,
2 weeks, does it have to be 2 weeks?
per ordinance violation though, that's per,
That'd be
that
implied,
is-
yep.
okay.
with the violations,
so it's
penalties.
so say if somebody has a rooster and they have 10 chickens.
And they're breeding,
And they're breeding,
yes.
so that would be 3, right?
Unless they have a license.
Yes.
Even then,
Well, no, the license is only
then-
for amount.
that's another one too, because you can't have, you'd have to prove that you have a license if that's the case.
We never could, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Section 8, I wanna make an amendment, no, I wanna make a motion,
Okay.
to change section 8 for it to say, so after the provisions of this ordinance will be notified by letter, and if after a week's time, then removing the or fails to comply with any of its requirements, comma, upon conviction, comma, shall be punished by a fine of $200.
Per ordinance.
No, sorry, $200 a day.
Per ordinance.
That'd be implied with the ordinance itself.
Okay.
That, yep, so, I think that's it, I thought there was one more thing.
I think it covers it.
Okay, that's the motion. Is that okay?
Okay. I'll second that motion. Is there any other discussion on this?
I just have a question, now I'm really invested in this conversation. Would that be from receipt of letter or date of letter?
Receipt.
A week from receipt, a week from,
Somebody can say, I have never received that letter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, it would have to be a certified letter.
Okay, so
I
then you have
guess.
receipt
so
of
someone would
letter.
have to sign for it and then
Yeah.
you'd have copies.
I just ask sometimes, cause sometimes the mail takes
Yeah.
a while, so if you send it,
Right.
and then they don't get it
It
for
takes-
5 days.
Yeah, and it goes to Bismarck and then it
Yep,
comes back
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, would you mind just reading it one more time then?
The motion?
Yeah.
Yes, HAPIP motion to change section 8 for it to say after the provisions of this ordinance will be notified by letter, and if after a week's time, then removing the or fails to comply with any of its requirements upon conviction, should be fined $200 a day.
Okay, I make a,
Did I get that all?
yeah,
You did a good job.
but there needs to be more. I make a motion, or wanna make an amendment to that motion to add certified letter. And then where it says receipt, or where it should say upon receipt. I don't remember exactly in the structure,
A week,
sentence structure.
a week upon receipt.
So right before the week portion, I want to say upon receipt. So that it's sent certified, we know the receipt time. That good?
Okay,
That's,
I will second his amendment. Okay, we're gonna vote on the amendment. Any more discussion though? If not, Brandon?
Yes.
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 And yes. Okay, on the motion itself, is there any more discussion? If not, Brandon?
Yes.
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 And yes. Okay. You need anything else from us, Chelsea?
Okay, do you want to do the first reading or make these changes, come back and do the first reading in June? Yes,
I make a motion to do it next month, in June.
make changes and do it.
Yeah.
Do it in
I
June.
mean, you guys didn't have a rush for chicken?
No, that'll give the public a chance to,
Respond, questions,
Respond
comments.
Yeah, something like this would be really good to have out there floating, some people wanna come to public comment, they have.
Come
what,
next-
3
come
months,
next
4
month,
months,
yes.
So, plenty of time to talk about it for sure.
that sounds good.
Perfect.
All right, thank you. Okay, we're gonna move on to number 13, designate official newspaper.
I'm sorry, just one thing on the chicken thing, could we just like put it prominent on the website? Is it, the word's gonna get out and people are gonna be looking for it, just prominent, kinda like meeting notes?
Yeah, I put it in the news, like I've done with every other ordinance that we've enacted,
Okay,
then it's in
just
the news
making
and they can
sure-
just scroll down and find it, yep.
Perfect, thank you so much.
Nice job.
I apologize, Mark.
No, that's, I like the back and forth and open discussion. All right, Chelsea, you wanna talk to me about this official newspaper?
Even every year, we have to designate the official newspaper. I submitted Century Code for you guys to read that. Pretty self-explanatory, I guess, if you have any questions. Otherwise, we just have to make a motion, to designate our official newspaper.
I'll make a motion that we keep it the same as we have.
I'll second that.
Any more discussion? Brandon?
Yes.
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 And yes, thank you. Okay, insurance and open enrollment.
Okay, so we are in open enrollment for our health insurance. Again, I submitted a couple different sheets to you guys. We currently have Blue Cross Blue Shield. I did a side-by-side of our Blue Care 8250 plan that we are currently have next to the proposed, which would be what our rates would be going starting July 1st with the same plan. You can see that our out-of-pocket maximum is increasing. This out-of-pocket maximum has increased every year for the last 4 years, I think, since we've been on this one. Deductible stays the same, but out-of-pocket maximum has drastically increased. So we did look at another option of a plan. That is that third page proposed, and that is a Sanford Health Plan. It would keep our deductible the same, but it would decrease our out-of-pocket maximum back down to what our initial 8250 plan was when we first went with that plan. I guess that is kind of what you can see the difference. It's a slight increase from what our proposed plan would be for Blue Cross Blue Shield, but it would give us pretty much the same benefits at the same price, without having like a benefits increase. And I guess that's kind of just what Adam and I have looked at, and would be our option would be to switch from Blue Cross Blue Shield and go to Sanford.
Does anyone have any discussion?
No, I mean, I met with Adam and Chelsea a while ago. We kind of went through all this, and yeah, the Sanford seemed to be a lot more competitive for a better plan for our employees, for not much more cost-wise, especially with our rates going up with Blue Cross Blue Shield. It's barely anything in comparison. Like the little bit that we would pay extra would be like almost what one employee would pay for their out-of-pocket maximums. I mean, it's just like, we have 5-6 employees, you know, so yeah, it seems well worth to switch. Much better.
Would you like to make a motion?
Yeah, motion to approve the Sanford Health Plan, Sanford Simplicity, $500 PPO broad.
I'll second.
Want any confusion?
Is there a second?
Yeah.
Brandon? Brandon, second. Yeah, that's fine. Any more discussion? Not hearing any, Brandon?
Yes.
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 And yes, thank you. All right, number 15, sales and use tax funding to buy down street and drainage project.
So I have been entering numbers into our current spreadsheet for our new street and drainage project. Getting rough estimates based off of our cost estimate from the engineer as to what people's special assessments would look like based on how we did it last time. Just getting a feel for everybody to get those basic estimated numbers. They're not that good. So to get a better option for people to look at and to bring to this public hearing if they were going to proceed with this, I would like to know what the city wants to use to buy down that project, so I can get that entered in there, as that is usually a substantial amount of money, to give more accurate numbers. Granted, right now I'm using estimated numbers based off the engineer's bid. Typically I was high, but it would be very helpful to know at a minimum, not to say that the city can't contribute more later depending on what our bid prices look like, but right now I would like to have a minimum number that the city is looking at to contribute to those projects.
Okay. Makes sense.
But last time was 400,000, is that correct?
That is correct.
That's memory?
Yes.
So, do we wanna save this money for other out-of-pocket things, or do we wanna buy down, I guess?
I think we gotta do something.
Can we do a,
How much did you do last time?
400,000.
How much do we have in there?
Out of the streets, right now we have 697, about 698,000.
if we made,
Now I was going to look, I do believe for the drainage, we could pull out of the infrastructure, as that is some infrastructure. We are really going to take a hit to our sales and use tax for the streets, but without that, these numbers do not look good at all. The drainage, I think we could pull out of the infrastructure and still be okay using both sets of those numbers, not to completely deplete those, but, the city, did put 400,000 towards this last one, and so.
Maybe just do that again then.
that's what I was wondering, if we kept it the same.
Well, what's the annual income for this on average? I can't remember.
Was
It's
it
been a while.
25,000 a month and like 300 a year or something?
Yeah,
About- it looks
varies,
about
like you can
20,000.
see. Roughly.
Because I can see the 4 months there. I'm just trying to think of like previous years. Could we do that whole thing that day? Trying to figure it out.
I would say on average, it's about 25. It varies. I mean, we have really good months and we have, I mean, you can see January was 33,000, now March and April have been 21,000. So, right, yeah,
What's like the 30,000 on here?
that's our sales in use and money that has been brought in the month of January. And then interest is the 150.45 next to it. So you can see every month, like I said, January was really good at 33,000. March and April we've been at 21,000. So November is usually a very good month. December is usually November, January, those pretty good months.
What's the American Legion donation?
That was the $30,000
The
that
Clint Hill monument.
the city approved to donate to the Clint Hill Memorial.
We give them that much money?
Yes.
Does that benefit anything? Wow.
This was what was given to Washburn Light, or?
Yeah, so currently as our we are home rule charter, so currently as it states, this is how our sales and use tax is divided out to be spent. It went to the vote of the people to change it, so 0.05 of 1 cent, currently we have 2 cents for city tax. State is 5, and we have 2 cents on there. This is how the breakdown is. So they can only be spent within the realm of these 3 blocks here, I guess. So Washburn Life every month receives 0.05 of half a cent.
Right.
For economic development.
Okay.
The other portion of that 1 cent, that's why you see the 45 there, goes to community development infrastructure, which can be towards infrastructure, economic development, those types of things. The 1 cent that you see there, the 50 cents, is strictly just streets.
I think the buy down helps all the property owners in Washburn. It's a good way to do it, just to take on some of the expense. And that's what those tax dollars are there for, so.
How many years are these loans for the streets usually?
20.
And the interest rate is usually what?
If we go through the Bank of North Dakota again, it'll be 2%. which we are looking at doing.
Cause we were at, what, $4 million is what this project's projected is?
4.2.
Correct.
What was the previous project?
It wasn't that much.
1.9 or 2.9?
It ended up
Two
being
something.
like 1.8.
Just under 2 million, right?
Right.
I guess for me, proportionally, maybe we should do more than 400,000, because it's not exactly the same hit.
And like I said, I
1.8 versus 4.2, you know what I mean?
not to say that you can't go to more. I would just like at least like a minimum to at least have that plugged in to help. We can definitely go more. I wish I had that spreadsheet too. I had it all figured out what 30, 35, or 25,
If we did-
30 and 35% was
we
of
did
the total project. but-
500,000 towards it.
Well, I mean, to put in perspective, I pulled up a mortgage calculator you use on your
It's not
house.
the same calculation, so.
I put in 4 million, and then 20% your down payment for something of that purchase would be 800,000. And that would leave your principal at 3.2 million at a 2% interest rate. 20 years, your payment per month, if this was a house, 16,000. And your, let's see, total interest would be 685,000. So just to put in, if you look at your house versus this loan, just to put in some perspective.
The difference is that how it's actually calculated with the commercial and from what I understand, because there are different ways that those are applied, so oftentimes when it's a commercial loan like that, there is a ballooning that happens to the term, which is where the 20 years comes from. So there's different calculation for these particular loans, is what I'm saying. So you can't use probably that to give yourself an actual idea, is what I'm saying.
For the interest, is it because it's amortized?
It's yes, and it actually switches over usually every 5 years sometimes. So depending on what the Bank of North Dakota decides to do, that's where that will make a big difference for us.
Is this a fixed interest rate or a variable?
Fixed.
It's fixed, yeah.
It's
No, it's fixed. I think she was saying is like kind of how it's amortized. on the
How it
mortgage is
works, how it works every five years typically for a commercial loan.
I
So
different.
don't-
This wouldn't be commercial though. I think it-
Usually,
there's a
yeah,
specific-
they usually calculate the same from what I understand.
I don't,
Oh,
our
maybe.
I did double check into
amortized
that.
schedule payment that we have off this new one is relatively the same that I got from the Bank of North Dakota.
Should be the same.
Okay.
Yeah,
they
it's
don't-
not,
They don't go through the ballooning process on this one? Cause every 5 years?
no, cause I mean, I can look at our amortization schedule that we have off this last project we did too, but it doesn't.
Okay. So it actually falls to the full term of 20 years? Okay. That's what I would wanna make sure.
Yeah. I'll look at it.
Okay.
Be interesting to repossess the streets.
What's that mean?
I mean, if we're truly at 2% interest, it's kind of unheard of, you know, and nobody else is gonna get 2% interest, you know, but,
That's a good thing from Bank of North Dakota.
Yeah, I would say that the payment and having the money in debt in this case would be almost an investment because it's gonna beat inflation. But at the same time, the reason for the buy down is primarily to afford people a
Right.
lower payment
For this time.
specifically.
So,
So it's not necessarily about saving money, because we're gonna save money just by having the money, as much money as possible in that debt. Yeah, it's weird, it did not make sense, but I don't think it.
and not to pick on Eric, sorry, but I mean, to put other things in perspective, the engineering fees alone are 655,000, right? So,
And that's for the whole project, that's construction phase and everything, post-construction,
so if you,
and administrative, so that has some of the fees in there from the SRF program as well.
right, so I mean, I'm just saying that, I mean, are you really touching anything? I mean, unless you're really gonna throw like $1 million at it, what are you really hitting? I mean, if you, the engineering fees are 600 some thousand, so. And can you take this money and, I mean, chip sealing in a couple of years and paying it out of pocket? Is there any other construction where we could just, instead of getting a loan, we just pay for it? So, do you wanna pay it down, I guess? Is that money gonna move you forward on this project?
I would say something is
Little
better
bit.
definitely than nothing at this point, especially.
Yeah, I wouldn't say like you have to do a lot. There's probably a certain break-even point that we'd have to calculate to see where it actually be, there has to be somewhere there's diminished returns on the benefit where you get here and then it's like, oh, that was a waste of money and that could be better put. I
Kinda
don't
like
think, I
when
don't
you
think that'd
make
be at zero
extra,
though.
kinda like when you make extra principal payments.
Right.
Right, but you gotta do it up at the beginning.
Not always. It helps, but it doesn't always have to be.
But until the official bids come in, so we have, you know, this is an estimate and we're just, Chelsea's asking, would you consider, you know, buying down the project to a certain point? It's not a total commitment, but it's just, you know, it gives her some wiggle room to work with the numbers.
Or you wait until after we have the bids.
I'd
Yeah.
wait until after, cause I mean, it looks like we're paying for some of the payloader payments and stuff like that out of there.
Yep.
Say if you go buy,
505 has been paid.
so if you go buy a piece of equipment, are you gonna get 2% interest on a piece of equipment? Or you're gonna be paying around 5 or 6?
Yeah.
So, do we need another piece of equipment? Should we look at bigger picture financially? I mean, if you really can get 2% on this, you know,
When do we get the bids back?
We'll talk about that here in a little bit,
Yeah,
When's this project supposed to start?
this fall.
Can we shelf this for next month? then?
well, hang on, cause I think our primary thing for even having it on this agenda is for you to have something to present at this next upcoming opening hearing or the public hearing.
Yeah, and I'll have something.
Okay.
No,
Having-
sorry, what I mean is the amount of money down to change what you have currently. Sorry, I didn't make it sound like you didn't have anything. Yeah.
No, I knew what you meant. I mean, I have something, but knowing that the city is going to put forward
Mhm.
money
XYZ,
is, it makes it look a little bit better, cause I plugged in different things. Now, I mean, you can wait till after the bids, knowing them, I'm a little concerned with the response that we're going to get from the
$4
public.
million is-
Right,
Yeah, they
and
go
that's
up.
what I'm wondering is like, at what level should we at least, cause it's not like we're spending the money tonight.
So if we
We're,
need
we're
to,
just simply giving you something to present.
well, I don't think we should give them any false, I mean, we
Right.
can buy it down later, so I wouldn't put those numbers in there and we can always go, well, we could do this. But, I mean, the only thing too is like, what, the half of the project's the drainage, right? You know,
Yeah, the drainage is a good portion of the cost.
It's
So
like half of it, right?
The things that I would say that you could keep in mind is, we added alternate 1, 2, and 3 to the project, so it's the base bid. The base bid is Heritage Heights, the drainage improvements in Heritage Heights, and then the paving to Heritage Drive, Custer Drive, and Woodgate. So, if you wanna just look at the bare bones, it'd be that, like, if there is something I'd want you to focus on, it'd be doing the drainage improvements and at least the pavement that would need to be done to cover those drainage improvements.
okay.
right.
Everything else besides that would be extra.
I guess what I'm getting at is that, how do I wanna say this? This is as a whole, everybody paid in, right? This money right here, we're talking about spending, so, if we keep the street topographic, the street itself, the, 50% primary and 50% the rest of the town, right? Then that's kinda fair for everybody to
The
be,
drainages are treated the same
then,
as the street.
Correct.
but if you wanted to try to look at paying down the drainage, cause that's separate, not everybody
No, everyone is,
pays.
we're looking at that, well, that would be up to the special assessments committee on what they would wanna do. But the way that we're looking at the drainage improvements is they'd be treated the same as the streets for this. It's
Yeah.
not like it's a sanitary sewer, it's not like it's a water main,
Okay.
where we typically do direct benefit. So those costs would be, like for a water main project, would be split up amongst those that were receiving the water. Whereas the drainage and the streets are both treated as a benefit to all.
Okay.
Say that again, you're.
So like if we were to do a sanitary sewer project, or we were to do a water main project.
Yeah.
That would be split up to amongst those people that would be getting those services. Well, in the streets and the drainage, everyone's getting a benefit out of it, so those would be treated the same. There's different, treated as separate districts for the drainage improvements and the street improvements, but they would be assessed the same. So essentially, it's kinda like one district,
So,
Okay.
citywide, for streets and drainage improvements. But the ones that are within this project area that we had the project map on would be the ones that would get 50%. And then the other 50% would be citywide.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense, okay.
Gotcha. So the drainage and the streets,
Both would be treated the same on how they're assessed.
yeah. So I mean, if you're gonna do anything with this, if you really had to look at trying to buy down the drainage part, if possible. Cause that's,
The other thing about the drainage part is the McLean County Water Board has committed that they were going to help with this. Now, they didn't give us a number or nothing like that, but that's something that we have to reach back out to Land and Shannon about and see where they're at with that.
When do you reach out to him, have to get the bids back or what?
No, we've been talking to them, but they haven't committed any number that I'm aware of, so
No, we
that's
probably
something that I can
Or a
reach back out to him and
percentage,
see.
then we could actually make a decision about how much we wanna put toward it. That would help us.
it wasn't really a significant amount, was it? I mean,
I don't know that he said an amount.
yeah, I don't-
He would encourage the pursuit of the DWR
yeah,
funding, which we ran into a brick wall on that because DWR ran out of money
Yeah.
early on in the biennium. So we went for grant money through them. They did not have any left, and this biennium, they're spent. So it would be the next biennium, 2027 to 2029. That
Oh,
we'd
I
look to try to get money from DWR again. The other thing is too, like, if it would go to like next year, the DOT funding, the flex funding, which is what we really wanted to get with this project, because that price of asphalt paving is so high.
Right.
That was the goal there, was to get a grant from them, but it's now been 2 years in a row that we did not get the flex funds. So,
Who do they give all the money to?
Everybody
Uh,
else.
they have I mean, if you go on DOT, their website, you probably could find that out. I don't know the answer to that question, but they did allocate, I know that they had enough applicants that only 25% of the applicants were awarded funding. So everyone has streets they need to fix, and they only had so much. So that would be another one that we, depending on how things go and how bids would go, I definitely recommend going through the bids at least to see what prices we get. But if it did not go, then the next year we would definitely apply for all those funds again. And BND, Bank of North Dakota, and the SRF program, they're both really good at, continuing to apply for the funding. They've been very consistent and have always been there to be able to fund projects, so we're happy to work with BND and SRF. Just would like to get more grant funds rather than having to borrow
Right,
loans.
exactly.
Is it possible to do both? Could you show them the no numbers? Could you show them a percentage down for the discussion, or does it have to be one thing?
What if we started
Or it'd be
with
too confusing.
400 and
Yeah.
kept it the
Could
same?
we start with
And then we
400?
could always increase it if we needed to.
It could be what you decide.
Do you guys think it'd be too confusing if we had two sets of numbers?
No,
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
But just simply, no money down, possibly 400,000 commitment,
Where we
more
would be.
feedback from the community, hey, you should commit more, okay, maybe we can discuss that. But show both options, cause then it'll show you the impact that we could have for people.
Right, exactly. That makes
And then
sense.
also, if there needs to be more impact, that can be voiced, because they'll be able to see impact. If there was no impact shown, then it's like, well, put this much down, and it wasn't even that much change, what was the point, you know?
Right.
Could we do both, 0, 400,000? I'm gonna answer my own question. Make a motion to commit, or to have two separate numbers at this meeting, and just in general for committing to this project. 0, as labeled as option A, and 400,000 labeled simply as option B. And that'll end of motion. I just gotta talk.
Does that make sense, Chelsea?
I'll second that.
Okay, when you say 400,000,
Mhm.
is that 200 towards street and 200 towards drainage,
Mhm.
or 400 towards both?
No, let me pump it up just a little bit. So from the account, community development, because we wanted that, development and infrastructure, and community development streets, 200,000 from each, with 200,000 going to the drainage, and whatever the other word is, and 200,000 going to the street portion. End of motion.
Thank you for clarifying.
Sure, thank you.
I was thinking.
So
the same.
technically, that should have been an amendment, so if someone would want to resecond, I guess. we'll just re-slot it.
I will second that.
Okay,
Apologies.
that's fine. Okay, any more discussion on the amendment? If not, Brandon
Yes.
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 and yes. Okay, on the motion, is there any more discussion? Not hearing any, Brandon?
Yes.
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 And yes. Okay. We got that, Chelsea, all right?
Yes.
Okay, we'll move forward. Okay, the resolution for the 2026
We
street.
can skip over that. We got that back. We don't have to do anything with it right now. We need it for our SRF loan funding and we got that uploaded, so we don't have to approve that.
Okay, so we'll go into 17 then, A2S update.
Yep, I got you guys got a copy of the report there. We talked about a lot of this stuff already, but essentially where we're at, we have 60%, plans, specs, cost estimate. The cost estimate was part of your packet as well. Broke it down a few different ways on showing alternates, I think, on there. I guess we're chugging along here. Plan is to have 90% drawings done this next week, and I want to do a design review meeting like we did with the 30%. The drawings are much more complete at this point, so we can gather feedback again. If I could meet with you guys again, that would be great. It'd be the week of Memorial Day. So obviously not after Monday, sometime I'd like to meet. I think we had Mark and Jamie and Adam here, so if we could do that, that would be the next plan, next phase of the plan. And then public hearing actually is gonna happen prior to that. That's gonna be next week, Tuesday. So I plan to be here for that as well. So see how the public, what responses we get from them as well. But going forward, on the schedule, public hearing, 90% design review meeting the week of the 25th. And then what I would like to do is start advertising the project, if that's what the commission wants to do, in June. And then opening bids would be around the end of June. And then if depending on how quickly contracts could turn around, if there was an award, we would look at awarding the bid. If the bids are good, we could look at awarding the bid for July. And get construction going in July, probably around mid-July, I would guess. And I would also guess that construction for this project would take around 2 months. So if we did start mid-July, it'd be, mid-September, end of September before we'd have anything completed. So, and that's just completely contractor dependent, on that as well.
Okay.
So, I guess, more questions I'll have out of you guys, during the design review meeting, but we'll learn more here, this next week with the public hearing as well, so. So on the design front, it's going about as well as I could expect, I guess, with, when we got our survey and all of our information. So we're like I said, we're pushing along. We would like to have, had a contract already by now, but that's, kind of how things go when we start late, so. Funding wise though, we talked a little bit about that, but for the SRF funding, state revolving fund, we have to do a facility plan. So that facility plan has been reviewed by them, and the loan application has been submitted for the review. So that's on the funding front, that's what we're working on right now. BND has already received a loan application. They will receive the SRF's information once they review and approve it. So BND and SRF kind of work together, cause those will be separate ones. Bank of North Dakota is gonna be funding streets, and, the SRF program will be funding the drainage portion of the project, so.
Okay.
After like I previously mentioned, May 19th will be the public hearing. The next, resolution is that we would need to have passes the resolution for insufficient protests, but we'll cross that bridge after the public hearing. Is there any questions on this project? Okay. And, you know, I would like to hope that our bids are gonna be better than what my estimate is. Typically, I always try to be more conservative on cost estimates, you know, so the city's prepared and funding is prepared for the project. And then if bids come back favorably, then that's just less money that the city will need, so. Other than that, I don't have a ton of updates for you guys. We did get our class one review completed for the lead and copper funding. That funding is SRF funding that has 66% loan forgiveness. If I could get 66% loan forgiveness for the SRF funding for the street project, that would be, I would wish I could do that, but, they care more about removing lead than they do about fixing people's streets, which I guess they're both really important, but yeah, so, would like to, get a loan application submitted for that, so then we can secure the 66% loan forgiveness. We do know that we have about a dozen or more, 15, 16 lead lines in Washburn that we know of. There's a lot of unknown service lines in Washburn still, but, we would have to complete a loan application this year to make sure that we can get that loan forgiveness money. So that's my goal, is to complete that, now that we have the class run review done, to incorporate that into the facility plan and get that loan application prepared. So we have a little bit of time for that, and I know that's not the city's, number one priority, looking at this project, bigger project kinda is, so, but we'll keep chugging along there. The other thing that I have is, I looked at Riverside Park Road again. I know that we have a grant money for that, but there's been a lot of discussion on city funds and what we're spending, so I guess what I wanna, my last cost estimate update essentially maximized the grant money that we would be getting, but it also, the city would be paying money to get that grant money. Cause it's a 60-40 grant up to, I think it was $212,000. So,
40, wasn't it, or something, or?
I think it was
212 or
240.
240,000, yeah. So, I guess, looking for discussion and feedback from the city on Riverside Park Road, is that still something that we want to spend resources on? Or is that something that we want to hold off from?
Personally feeling, I think we have more important things to do right now. It doesn't seem like that road is moving.
Okay.
Like it was, you know, the settling or sloughing, whatever you wanna call it. But I do have a question on the bidding process for the street project. 1, 2, and 3, are those gonna be bid separately, or?
Yeah, so we would bid that whole project together, and the base bid, it would all be bid together, but there would be delineation, a clear delineation in quantities and, on the bid sheet for alternates 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
And then just as a reminder, alternate 1 was a small piece of Rough Rider Road. Alternate 2 was Meadow Drive, I think it's by the gas station, I forget what it is, Super Pumper, up there. And that road's in pretty rough shape, and then alternate 3 was First Street, the road that goes around the baseball field to the water plant. And all those roads are in pretty rough shape, but they were designated as alternates, so those are things that could be like, you know, cut from the main project if we needed to, so. So, but Riverside Park Road, if there's, we still wanna pursue that, then, what I would do is look to get that one finished up with this other project too. And and if there's a contractor in town that's willing to do the street and drainage project, then hopefully that same one could do the Rough Rider Road project. So, and then they would be separate projects, but,
Right,
um,
well, we're this far to
Yeah.
get it bid out, we might as well, cause how much more is it gonna cost us to get it on Riverside Park Road bid out? How much more is that
it's gonna be the time that I guess
Cause we already paid X amount to go this far, didn't we, right?
yeah, we haven't really done much with Riverside Park Road besides give you some cost estimates and talk about a conceptual plan, so, yeah, I think I had it, I don't have the, that cost estimate in front of me of what I suggested for that, but I wanna say that was like the 30 or 35 grand to get that, completely bid. So,
Big part of Riverside Road is though that we have that possibly expiring grant.
yeah,
Yeah.
that grant
So that-
expires this year.
That's kind of the push,
Yes.
so.
Yeah,
Yes, and I would agree with you, Mark, like we do have other things, we have other things going on. But what other investment opportunity are you gonna find a 60-40 split? So,
Yeah.
I mean, is it something that we need to do? That'd be the base question, and if so, now would be the time, just so we don't lose on the grant.
yeah,
So that's kind of the big decision before us
Which
is,
is what I.
do we want this
Yeah.
fixed? Or just let it slough, put the road closed signs and then go, oops, you know, I
Yeah.
mean,
And just
I don't know.
to recap, yeah, it was like 70 grand to have a research done, and we weren't guaranteed that they were gonna tell us anything.
Mhm.
And so, and then this grant doesn't cover the engineering fees, it
Right.
just
it
covers.
just
the-
covers construction.
Right, so it's kind of a catch-22, are we putting lipstick on a pig, you know, kind of thing? I mean,
And that's why I wanted to ask the question before I pushed, doing that, more on that.
Yeah,
We do have the grant, and I think Chelsea had planned on using Prairie Dog funds and, Prairie Dog funds and,
Yeah, there
Was
would
it-
still be some prairie dog fund that we could, use towards that, and then,
what's the other funds? There's another one too, besides the Prairie Dog funds.
what's that new one called?
It's through,
It had some weird name of like extraterrestrial road division or something like,
Yeah.
ooh.
I can't remember the actual official name of that could go towards that. The prairie dog funds, I know we had 125,000, cause everything that we got, to take care of for our PRV project, we utilized all that money towards that. We didn't have to really go in, so we still have that prairie dog fund, which I know is 125,000 in that. And then I'd have to look at what else we received from, I can't remember this other one, what it was called.
Something about roads.
So however much that would cost, they'd pay 60 and then we paid 40.
Yeah.
But we're not guaranteed this is gonna fix the problem either, are we?
Right.
well, yeah, I mean, it's the road slips and slides more some years than it does other years. Some years it's, doesn't move at all. We had more of a wet year a few years back, and that's when we started having all this,
Issue.
cracking and sliding, and I know that people have been around, longer, they've noticed over the years how much on the river side of the road, how much it's dropped off. It just dropped down, like the ground is sinking there, is what it looks like, but.
So is that more at the corner where you're turning onto it?
Yeah, it's right by the park there, and right where the little gravel parking pad is, like where you can walk down to the fishing pier,
That's what I
that
thought.
whole length of the road.
cause what you put together was to fill in that side towards the river of what has.
Essentially, what I'd recommend doing is regrading the river side of that road, grading it out, filling it in and grading it down, and then I'd saw cut and remove some asphalt, but not the whole road, just
Right.
the pieces that we need.
Cause did we
I was
have,
trying to keep it very minimalistic, but yet still fix the problem as much as we could.
cause we were gonna try to, did that one still have the curb and gutter in it to,
Yeah, we had the cost split up between doing just the grading improvements and then doing like curb and, catch basins.
did that estimate include, or did that go over? I can't remember.
That took it the whole way, yeah, it included the curb, so if we wanted to do that.
We are kinda taking it, adding some curb and gutter to protect the road down there with that.
Yeah, the point of the curb and gutter would be to just keep the water off the road. And try to collect it so it's not running over the road and then down
Yeah.
the slope. If we can collect it in the catch basins and then discharge it, rather than having it run across the road like it does,
Yeah,
that could help.
so,
So can I ask the question, when you have that set up, is that gonna cause it to actually, because there's no actual culvert, right?
Yeah, we'd have to install one.
Right, I,
Catch basins and
Okay.
culvert.
yeah, thank you, I was like, I was trying to understand that, so,
Yeah.
okay, thank you. Just wanna make sure, cause that's what I understand from water
And
drainage.
do you have an estimate on the Riverside Park Road improvement
Do
of?
you have that estimate there, Jamie?
how about, is this one the one you're looking for?
Yeah, so last time we did this, we split it up between just the road and slope improvements and then the drainage improvements. And essentially the construction cost, and the engineering costs came out to utilizing the whole grant. And we looked at it that way to put in as much as we could with the funds that we had.
Right.
So we would add curb along Riverside Park Road and some catch basins and some discharge pipes, but if we would go to survey this, then I might be able to cut back on this a little bit and do less than what we're proposing. That would still provide the same benefit, so.
And can you state what the money amount
Yeah,
projected?
so the total cost would be 216,000, and then the grant would be, so the grant would be 214,000. That's the maximum the grant could be, and then whatever 40% of that is, would be what the city's cost would be,
Okay.
so.
And then on that project, that would be something that we look at using our sales tax money to buy that
Yeah.
down.
That would be covered by the grant and by the prairie dog funds, that would be the plan,
Not sales tax.
not sales tax.
Oh, not the sales tax.
So not touching it, we would have it funded through those other ones?
Yep, which,
Yeah,
um,
Yeah, I mean, the only other thing without getting the $70,000 engineering, I mean, talking to one guy, drilling down and finding out where the water table is below that road and like digging it to that level and having rock to where that rock could let the water go out
Yeah.
to the river, and that'd be tearing up the road. I mean,
right,
we're not saying that would work, but that was a theory from
Right.
a guy I talked to, so.
yeah.
Do you wanna go to that extent? I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't know what something like that would cost, that would be something we'd have to look into too, if that's something that would even be doable.
And have you also looked at the drainage coming off from to the north?
Off
and
the
then
hill,
Coming down the hill?
so
and
what
then-
we would do with this is we would have the new curb and valley gutter there would collect that, so it
Right.
wouldn't come across the road.
Are you talking like the one just across from the river boat? Kind of
No, this would be by the bathrooms. There's drainage that
Yeah,
comes from all those properties, comes through a small culvert going under the walking trail.
yeah,
And then it comes straight down that way to the area where it's sloughing.
So in theory, this has been like a while since we looked at this, but taking some of those culverts or where that water comes and we're trying to take care of some of that with this project.
yeah,
I'm not saying that's the problem, but with this money, we're taking care of some of that.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yep.
I think it is a project that's worth looking into and going forward with. My statement earlier is just that I know we have a lot of concerned citizens thinking about roads, but this is also something that we've invested money in, and we don't wanna waste that investment.
I would, yeah.
You know, I do wanna state that, so.
I think there's enough merit with the drainage part of it
Yeah.
that we're taking care of, that it may not fix the problem, but we may be moving it forward down there. I mean, topographically.
Well, we will push forward on this, and I'll get a survey going with this, for this one, this effort then. I just wanted to make sure that that's something the city was still wanting us to do, knowing that there's a lot of visibility on this other project and how much it costs, so.
Right. Any estimate on what this is gonna take to engineering to go to fruition?
So our estimate on here had, it looks like we had, 35,000 for the road and slope improvements, and then 37 for the drainage improvements. So that would be total for everything, for that.
67,000?
Yeah, well, it'd be
72,000.
72,000.
Yeah, that'd be.
So that's what we'll do then if, so the commission would like to do, so.
Do we need that in a motion, Chelsea?
Yeah. We can put it in a motion for him to proceed moving forward with this.
I'll make a motion that we proceed with engineering and to figure out for the Riverside Boat Road,
And I second that.
Park Road. Is there any more discussion? Brandon?
Yes.
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 And yes.
Yeah, that's all I have for you guys unless you had any other questions. Okay.
Thank you. All right, 18, portfolios, new business. Brandon, do you have anything?
No, just the grass got planted, I guess, is about all I got.
Well, just kind of food for thought, talked to Jerry at Midwest Equipment, where we're getting the tarring stuff from. I did talk to Adam a little bit about it, not looking obviously for a vote, but just food for thought, we're renting those machines for 10,000 a year. And didn't get an actual quote, but to get the one we're renting and to leave it here, and we buy it, was between 60 and 70,000. You know, so when you're talking about your 2% sales tax and purchases, you know, in 6 years, you would buy a piece of equipment, but then again, you gotta take care of it too, so there's maintenance costs. I talked to Adam, he had said probably just rent for now, but I just thought I'd throw it out there, you know, when we're talking about expenses and stuff like that, whether or not we wanna keep renting or people wanna look at buying, you know, that. And like Jerry was saying, probably not the mastic machine, he said that would be about every 3 years you'd use that machine, but the crack filling machine you're gonna use about every year, you know, you're gonna be doing that, so. So there was that food for thought, just informational really.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Yeah, I had the same discussion with him, and you clarified everything that he said to me too, so.
On the forestry board, I guess really just kind of, again, just discussion. There are some grants out there for tree planting, and we kind of looked at different ways to go with it. A couple things that come up is trying to improve the trees along the walking trail. That, or, you know, kind of down by the river, maybe a thought of like a fruit orchard, like an apple orchard, if, you know, just food for thought for not saying we're gonna do it, but just if general public has any input, they're welcome to let us know, I guess, so. That's kind of what we had at the last meeting, so.
Okay.
And so that's what I got.
Okay, well, I have nothing to report because I missed my HR meeting. But Chelsea and Adam did an excellent job covering everything that was required there. I reviewed the meeting minutes. They did wonderful. That's my report.
And, I had the same thing, cause both of us missed that same meeting. But it was good. Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you. And to Adam too, for being there and having it. And the meeting minutes, they look good. The meeting minutes look good.
Standing in the gaps.
Yes, thank you. I don't have anything else, or my library one is not until later this month, so
Okay.
I won't have anything until for next meeting, maybe I'll have something by then, but I believe, and planning zoning looked good, we don't have that till next week,
Next Monday.
so, that's all I have.
Thank you. I don't really have much on water and sewer. We did dig up a spot on Fourth Street today. There's a water line that belongs to the city. And we can't find where there's a leak. We think it might be spring fed that finally came to the surface, but we're keeping the hole open and then trying to figure out where this water is coming from that's coming to the
Did you
surface.
take it, maybe see if Hawkins would test it?
Yeah, they did take a water sample today and they're getting it tested, which is the next thing to do, to find out if there's any chlorine in it.
If it is a spring source though, we have to figure that out.
Well, there's a culvert nearby, so we might be able to try to divert some of that water.
Okay.
But we really don't know anything yet. The next step was to take a water sample and verify if it's actually city water and then try to, break it down. And then, Zach and Chris Trusbeck are on that, so.
Okay.
Besides that, I think all the city employees are doing an excellent job, especially in our office. I wanna commend them of doing a good job, so. They did install the fishing pier, the fish cleaning station is open now. Is the bathrooms at Riverside Park open now, do you know?
Not yet, nope.
Okay. Okay.
We're hopefully out of freezing temps.
Yeah, that's always, because we have water spigots down there too, so, and that's tied in with the same system, so.
Can I
Wanna
ask
state
you a
your name?
question? Is this a point where you can do, on First Avenue?
Can you state your name for?
Oh, Mark Krieg.
Yeah.
On First Avenue right there, there's a sewer that backs up and does a lot of water, and because of the freezing, it's starting out a crack. So we're gonna start getting some really wild cracks there in the road next to that. Is there any way that we could possibly get that drain, however size it is, to clean out or whatever? Because I go out all the time and I, rake off the top of it. It'll start to flow really good for about 30 seconds, then it backs up. But right now it's starting to crack all around it.
Yeah, that storm drain, that's, Eric, you and I have looked at that to where we possibly, on First Avenue, where we possibly need to put in a valley gutter over to that drain, because we're getting sediment coming from the north side of the road, and then it's causing some plugging issues, but,
Well, it sounds like you got debris in the pipe.
yeah.
There's debris in the pipe.
Don't know, you can't see out in there.
But I know, like, spring and fall, we get a lot of, early rains and whatever, leaves and stuff.
My concern
That's something that,
was for the road. I mean,
Right.
It's starting to crack the road now, so that's.
yeah, it's starting to erode on the road. We have looked,
By the water plant, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, on First Avenue, yeah, we have looked at, and then that's something that, Eric is kind of monitoring and,
Okay, thank you.
The city employees have been doing a good job of kind of watching that and, you live down that way, I live, so when I see it starting to plug up, I'll notify the city and, they'll go down there. they do make an attempt to keep an eye on that, so.
I just wonder, cause I mean, there's a lot of leaves there that, you know, that goes, and when
Yeah.
I go and rake it up, you know, I've got a big pile of leaves and
Yeah.
unfortunately, I can only put them up onto the curb or, you know, that area there,
Yeah.
so. It's probably, like you said, maybe sediment and leaves and
Mhm.
stuff that do get down in through there and it just may
Yeah.
need to
Yeah.
be flushed or, you know, I don't know how we would even possibly go
That's a
about it.
storm drain down,
Yes.
Yeah,
oh,
storm drain.
down by where you two live, down
Yeah.
at that end?
It's on First Avenue.
Yeah, it's right next to right where Second Avenue used to be, right there.
Yeah, where there used to be a little gravel turnaround road there that the city has blocked it off for quite a while because all that dirt on that road would wash off and then plug up that issue, so that was taken care of with the last administration. But it's still, it's always an issue whenever you have, you know, leaves and branches and stuff that,
Well, when the water gets in there and it freezes, then it causes to expand and
Yeah.
now it's starting to actually crack the road.
Yeah.
The road cracking is my concern more than, I guess, doing the other one, cause
Yeah.
that's gonna be, cost money.
So that's past where you guys, past Third Street? Down further?
No,
or-
When you
it's-
come around by the ball field,
Oh,
and then you make the left there on, cause the
Yeah.
ball field's on First Street. And
It's
then
in-
right at that house, you make the
Yeah.
first left, and that's First Avenue. And then it's up about 200 yards up there.
Yeah.
It's right at the apex of the V or whatever you call it.
Yeah. It's the third house down on the south side on First Avenue.
Take
And
a
that
field
road's
trip.
that road's in tough shape too.
Yeah. It's not as,
And all the water sheets across the road to
Yeah.
that one side, cause
Yeah.
there's only the drain on the one side.
correct,
So all the water will come across the road.
Right.
And then in that sag of the road there,
Mhm.
the water can't get across the road that quickly. It's pretty flat, so that's why the water kinda sits there. If that, catch basin's plugged up, it's not helping things,
Oh,
it should be
that's-
flushed
no,
out.
that should-
Yeah.
That'll take care of
Yeah.
large majority of the water.
Yeah.
That
That-
stands in.
that drainage would be where Second Avenue or Second Street would be. Approximately, so,
That alternate three, where we're redoing
Yeah.
First Avenue, will help that problem.
Okay.
Because we're trying to get the water to come to the south side of the road.
Yeah.
That way it's not going down the north side gutter and then sheeting across the road.
Okay,
But
that's alternate, you said alternate 3?
it's alternate three
Yeah.
out of
Okay.
the street drainage improvements project.
Got it.
Yeah.
that's all I have. Do we have anything from, Adam or? you
Yep,
wanna-
his superintendent report is in your packet.
Yep.
I guess if you have any questions on that, I can try to answer them, or you can send him an email. The biggest thing to note, when I reached out to the county today, road restrictions will be on for at least another week. So, not 2 weeks, but at least another week.
here's the different ones.
So that kind of takes care of all the gravel that people have been asking about until those are off. I guess I have a few things here. The gym floors will be resurfaced next Wednesday, at the Memorial Building. That means absolutely nobody can walk on them for 48 hours. Stay off the floors, until Friday evening. We will have it all blocked off too, so if you wanna let Legion know, that affects them, I'm sorry. Just for those couple days, they'll come Wednesday. Thank you. That means we have closed open walk for the year. If you've missed it, cleanup week has begun. It started today. The compound hours are 3 to 7 for now the next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, it is 10 to 2. And curbside pickup is on Saturday. Make sure your stuff is out early, as they do get out early. Put it out front. They like everything on the front of it, not to go through alleys.
Mhm.
The public hearing, which Eric did mention, and I think I did say the wrong date, is the 19th. We do have them set for 6:30 and 7. We can just interlink them, but as we do have 2 projects, we just set different times. But 6:30 next Tuesday, and that'll be here. I have started preparing our budget for 2027, so if there are any requests for that, please let me know. Just as a reminder, our next election is June 9th. And it is a season, so if you have building, constructing anything, fences, sheds, they do require a building permit. Please get one. The tree giveaway will be this Saturday at the True Community Parking Lot from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then to just touch back on, I guess, the intake project, where we are at with that. We did have a meeting at the AE2S office with Mayor Mahoney. Just kind of see where we're at with that. They do need the RFI submitted to FEMA by May 23rd. So we did tell them to go ahead and do that. That's just questions for them so we can secure our funding. We are waiting to see what the exact amount is, if it's still gonna be that 7 million, or if they're looking for inflation to come back, being the nature of our project has increased with those numbers. But once that RFI gets submitted, we can get some more information. We'll have more information on that and where we're at and proceeding with that.
A question on cleanup week, is there any issues with wood? I know there was issues with wood last year.
If it's some wood, but if it is a construction amount where you should have gotten a roll off or hauled it away yourself. Now, some years they've taken it all. Some years, if there's a large quantity, they won't take it. What they told us was if it's a construction amount, they probably should dispose of it themselves. Now, if you have some, I guess what their judgment is on that. But like I said, some years people have had a lot and they've taken it. Some years they haven't.
Right.
So that's just kind of what.
It's in small enough pieces too.
Yes.
If it's in big pieces, they won't take it.
That's a good point too. If it's broken down and more organized, they're more apt to take it than it just being a sprawled out mess. And I guess with that, I know people, if you're rummaging through stuff on the curb, please don't make a mess. Be respectful. That's been an issue. Don't destroy everything. So.
I do want to remind the public that metal items like appliances, gas grills, bicycles, lawnmowers, all those things need to come down to the compound.
So those are not gonna be picked up, right? Is
No,
that correct? Okay.
They will not be picked up on the curb. Those have to go down to the compound.
For the tires.
Yes.
And tires as well.
Okay. Makes sense.
Anybody have anything else? Okay, our next meeting is June 8th. Meeting adjourned. Thank you. Hey, I do have a question.
You son of a-
Okay, on the,